Hello everyone, in this video let us take a look at one interesting question asked on the community about adding a comment on Jira service desk when the priority of the issue is changed. Now, if you look at this question was asked by Sharat Kumar, and Sharat is asking about a script to update priority automatically whenever it is changed. So he has mentioned this requirement here where he's talking about basically a way to add a comment whenever the priority is changed. Now, it is actually not very difficult. There are two elements uh, that we have to uh, cover in this particular requirement. So, number one, we have to listen for an event. Now, for listening to an event like an updation of a ticket, and that updation could be a very specific update, like you can check if the priority is changed. So, you can take a look at the listener. So, you can create a listener to listen for the issue uh, updated event, or maybe you can search for those events, and you can always write code to do further filtering, so whether the priority is changed or not. Now, when that happens, you can then add a code to simply add a comment. Now, adding a comment on a Jira issue is not really difficult. I did talk about it in one of my previous video, where I basically talked about using comment manager. Now, using comment manager, you can definitely add a comment on an issue. But in case you're talking about Jira Service Desk, so Jira Service Desk works uh, slightly differently, not massively differently. So this is the code that I wanted to, to talk about for adding a comment. So there is a comment on the library, Adaptivist library. You can take a look at. There is a code, not a comment. There is a code on the library. Create a comment on Jira Service Desk. Ticket in Groovy. Now I do have this code with me here. Now, if you look at this code, I mean, you can definitely modify it based on your requirement, but you were talking about adding a public comment. So in Jira Service Desk, for those who don't know, you can add a comment which is private, like maybe internal within your team. Maybe you don't really want your customers to know, but you can also add a comment which is public. You want your customers to know. Now, if you look at this code, there are, I mean, the code is talking about checking if the project type is service desk. So you can check it if you want. And if it is, then there is a service desk comment service. So you can take a look at the code and you can modify it. And if you want to run this code, I recommend you to just go to the console, your ScriptRunner console. And of course, this particular piece of code is not really talking about listener. It is only talking about adding a comment. Now, just modify this part here. Enter your own issue key. Let us say you want to add a test comment on your test project, and you can then add a comment here, like this is a test comment, whatever. And you can of course modify the code if you want to add a comment which is public comment, or maybe private comment. Now, if you want to use this code, you can use this method here. So there is a method here called create service desk comment, and this create service desk comment will basically call one method which is declared here. And if you look at this method here, it will take three parameters. First parameter is the issue itself. The second parameter is what is the second parameter? It is the text. So it is the comment. And third parameter is the flag, the Boolean flag, to basically make that particular comment as either public or internal. So do take a look at this code. And if you are trying to, let us say, learn how Jira Service Desk work, I recommend you to always try doing simple things like, for example, if you want to learn how listener works, so just try to use and create a simple listener and do something for different events. Take a look at various events. So there is a drop down where you can check all the listeners. I have, I think, few videos on listeners on my channel, And there are plenty of examples. If you go to the Adaptivist library, you will find a lot of examples. And when you do these simple things, then try to connect them. Like once you know how to create a listener, then add more code to add a comment that you can copy from the library. So that is all I wanted to share in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new today. Thank you very much.